Good morning. Happy Boxing Day to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Day after Christmas, 2024. Doing market analysis here, and we're just starting off with AVAX, which is an asset that we've been talking about in the past. I hope everybody's doing great. I'm just going to jump right in. Markets are down today, and this is this is exactly how it happens, folks. Got to have ice in your veins sometimes, and this is one of those days. We're going to talk about AVAX. We were talking about AVAX. Well, I would say probably closer to the beginning of December, when the price was actually at a high. Definitely, it was the highest it had been since when was this? That was April of 2024, right here. And so then it got to be higher than that eventually, but now it's dipped back down. Well, I just want to share that this impulse here was actually pretty large, and it didn't have a retracement in it. And so now we're definitely at that retracement now. So if when we were talking about AVAX towards the beginning of the month, if you bought in here and now you're experiencing some some pullback, and I mean, even from this point here where it was on the 12th, when it was meeting that high, coming back down.
Actually, I bought on the 6th. I bought on the 6th.
On the 6th. Okay,
so
well, on the 6th.
With a dip and then back up, and then
now so there's the 6th. Yeah, a little bit of dip here. That's right. Down 21%. Went up. You gained 6 or 7, and then came back down again for a 35% drop. So yeah, that looks like it's not doing so well. But let's just take a look at what's going on. This low here, it didn't beat out this low. In fact, this little consolidation area has quite a bit of price action in it in the past. Lots of price action around this area. If you wanted to, you can take a look at this dotted line that's here. This dotted line is today's price line. So as I go back, you'll see just how much price action occurs around this point. So we're at a pivot point right now.
Need to buy.
Now is the time. Now is the time, because you bought some here. Well, buy some more here, because now your dollar cost average comes down. And let's get ready for this. These dips here, like the whole look at this. This whole thing is all red. The only thing that's green. Oh, look at that. Have I not been saying that this is how it works? Gold and silver gets a little bit more faith as the faith in the cryptos go down. Again, faith in the crypto going down doesn't mean it's going to stay down for a long time. It's just the present market sentiment. That's all it is. I want to share with you some positive things that are happening within this space. And to do that, I need to get my news up. And I can't find it. Where was it? There it is. So this is from Virtual Bacon. This gentleman here, I'm going to bring this over to my Brave profile so we can see it here. There we go. So Virtual Bacon here, he's got some of the best commentary on what's happening in the markets. Russia embraces Bitcoin and DFAs for foreign trade, so digital financial assets, says Finance Minister Sulyanov, highlighting mined Bitcoin's potential use in transactions. So yeah, that is a huge implementation. They're wanting to integrate more with with blockchain. I saw BlackRock, and so that was in my mind. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF faced record outflows. So in the past 24 hours, this one was posted 6:12, so just an hour and a half ago. So in the last 24 hours, it's Christmas Day. Okay, keep that in mind. This is December 26th. And in the last 24 hours, even Christmas Day, BlackRock's ETFs faced record outflows, leading a 4-day, $1.5 billion exodus from US Bitcoin funds, while Ether ETFs saw inflows. So, what does this mean? This $1.5 billion, they were leaving, they were basically saying no ETFs on this one, but then it's transferring to Ethernet, to Ethereum. So now Ethereum ETFs are getting more inflows. So now the orders are piling up on Ethereum. Canadian gold tokenization from Matador Technologies diversifying away from CAD, allocating 4.5 million into Bitcoin as a treasury strategy. What? Gold tokenization? The significance of that, I would like to talk about that, but we'll do that. We're going to go through this real quick because we're doing a market analysis. But in our private group, these are the types of things we want to talk about. What is the impact of having Matador Technologies no longer use the Canadian dollar for a treasury as they're tokenizing gold? Montenegro's top court rejects Do Kwon's extradition appeal, backing U.S. and South Korea's fraud claims tied to Terra Luna's $40 billion collapse. This is back in 2022. Terra Luna was a coin that experienced massive crash. We can actually look that up too.
Weren't you talking about Terra Luna a couple days ago?
Different Luna, I think.
Oh,
Or no, wait.
it was Terra Luna.
Okay. This is what we were looking at, Terra, and the name is Luna. But this is not the one that lost $30 billion.
Oh,
this is a different Luna. Yeah.
Okay, just to clarify.
Yeah, good. Thank you very much for clarifying. Terra Luna, this is to do with Terra Luna collapse. Okay, so that's that. That's just an article about that. Let's get rid of this, get that out of the way. The crash, May 22nd. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to bother looking for it. That whole thing, when Terra Luna did its crash and everybody was out. You know what? I don't know. Was this it? Well, it is saying here May. Maybe this was it. I don't think so, though. Was the market cap really high? What was the market cap then? Oh, yeah. No. The market cap was only 200 million. So this is definitely not the coin. I don't know if this is it. Is this the clock? Yeah, here we go. So you can see went up crazy, like 29 cents up to $116. Like, that's wild. So let's just grab this. Yeah, Tetherist is fine. So let's go back to that time. You can see now it's sitting here under 1/10,000th of a cent. And data doesn't take me back to the crash. But that was the asset here. This one. Terra Classic, or LUNC. Still has a good market cap, but I mean, it's look at what it's been doing since. Nothing. And the reason why is because it was deplatformed for the scam, right? So what he's referencing there is, oh, I got too many browsers open, too many identifiers. There we go. Whoa, my gosh, lost. So there we go. So this is this guy here wanted, and he was looking for an appeal. He's found guilty, and so he's now he's been denied his appeal, basically rejecting, and this backs those fraud claims. Rune's transactions drop to 1.6.7% of Bitcoin network, down from 50% earlier in 2024, as market shifts focus to AI, meme coins, and NFTs. Runes were just another thing that people were, is like artifacts for digital artifacts for video games and stuff like that. Again, this was a big thing going on in 2022, 2023, where the NFT world was about finding a nice vest for your avatar in your video game. Well, that's now shifting. Like the transactions are just dropping in this field here as market shifts to AI, meme coins, NFTs, because it's just the transition. Hacker breaches 15 crypto X accounts, scams 500,000 in meme coins using phishing attacks, warns Zach XBT. Users urged to strengthen their two-factor authentication. Well, this is the thing. This is that he breached not the crypto accounts. He breached crypto X accounts. Crypto X is simply people on X who are following cryptos. So what he did was he got people to give up some of their information using phishing attacks. Phishing is when it's like, hey, put in your username and password here to confirm your meme coin order of, 30,000 of this wonderful meme that's going to go to the moon. And they put, and then the user gets that email and then says, oh yeah, I'll put my username and password into this sketchy website that doesn't look like where I bought it. Most of the time, this occurs because people are simply not smart. People who are scamming, they're just taking advantage of people who don't have the capacity to recognize that there are people who are willing to do this using these techniques. And so this hacker got 15 people on X, scammed $500,000 in different meme coins using phishing attacks. So basically getting other people to buy the coins for him. Users urged, and then Zach XBT, that's another exchange, and users are urged to strengthen 2FA. Well, imagine not using brokers and third-party providers for your tokens. Imagine that. What if you had self-governance over your keys? You wouldn't need 2FA then. But good job. There's the last 24 hours news that happened. Meme coins dominated 2024 investor interest, capturing 31% of mind share, with Solana-based tokens leading, followed by Base, says CoinGecko. So CoinGecko is similar to CoinMarketCap, evaluates and provides different analytic data on cryptos. And so right now, meme coins are definitely taking interest. They're definitely taking the spotlight, I want to say, as we head into 2025. And I'm learning more and more about meme coins, and I'm definitely see myself finding some opportunities to wildly profit in some of those. As time goes on, I'll get better at them. Right now, I'm just playing. Next here, 30% of South Koreans now hold crypto, with user numbers reaching 15.6 million in November, driven by hopes of pro-crypto policies globally. Okay, so globally, if you've been following me, cryptos have been something that everybody kind of knew about, but was never really talked about by any of the nation states. But lo and behold, since Trump started talking about it this year, it's become more and more popular. Now, that's not to say that there haven't been efforts made prior, but they simply haven't been broadcast. Now it's being broadcast, which gets me to think, why now? It's because this is phase 2 of the Great Reset. This is, I would say, season 3 of the Great Reset. Season 1 was Trump bringing in COVID. And people say sometimes I get hard on Trump, and they say, oh, he didn't do that. Well, he was the president, and I didn't comply. And I was going around telling everybody in my world not to comply. What was he doing? Oh, right. Ordering ventilators to be manufactured by Boeing and having them expedited to New York, where the highest rate of deaths on ventilators occurred. That's what Trump was doing while COVID was going on. What else was he doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. He made sure that the bioweapon, the experimental bioweapon of mass destruction, was on the market as fast as possible. In fact, it's one of his greatest pride moments. So, with the world becoming more and more pro crypto lately, that is indicative of the next season of the Great Reset coming forward. And so these people here, South Koreans, 30% of them especially, are very forward thinking. In fact, I would say that, I don't know what the percentage is in North America, but I don't think it's 30%. Turkey's new crypto AML rules, effective February 25th of 2025, require user ID for transfers over $425 and allow halting risky transactions. So here we go. This is exactly what cryptos are supposed to prohibit governments from doing. So now they're just making arbitrary rules saying, oh no, if we think that there's a risky transaction, we're just going to halt it. Well, this is what's going on right now with one of our new members who is just getting started. And it's actually criminal. But they get away with it because it's that fiat currency garbage that gets the rules, right? And so because they are the policy makers for the local currency, they are saying that now we have to make these rules. Well, the whole idea behind blockchain was so that the government has no capacity to interact with us economically. That was the purpose. And so Turkey is fighting against that. 6 Bitcoin mutual funds to launch in Israel on December 31st. Following ISA approval, management fees range from 0.25 to 1.25%. So lots of activity happening. This is all indicative of more volume coming down the pipeline. And that, for me, that makes it very positive outlook. We were talking about AVAX and how it dropped back a lot of points over the last little while. You know what? Most of crypto is kind of doing the same thing. Let's look at this is the crypto 30, right? So we had that almost reaching an all-time high, nice little pullback, and we've been kind of equalizing since. Ethereum, same idea, managed to beat out a previous high, from back in March. We managed to beat out that high, but then of course we had a retracement. These are exactly what is expected to happen. ADA, beautiful bounce off in that consolidation zone there, bouncing off of this pivot point. And likely, yeah, we can see how there's been other points, pivot points along that area. So my thought is that we've done a sufficient retracement. If we take a look, the distance there is 42% from the top to the bottom, from the top of the impulse to the bottom of the retracement. That there is more than enough for our next move. And I think what we're seeing is just, Christmas, People are, the markets are busy. There's a lot happening, obviously. I mean, if record amounts of ETFs went from Bitcoin into Ethereum, well, yeah, that means that there's a lot of activity and movement when they do that kind of thing. When these large institutional traders make moves like that, it's preemptive. That's why they're called market movers. We're not market movers. We don't have enough liquidity to move the market in a certain direction. But they are market movers for several reasons. Number one, they've got the capital. And number two, they also have the media. And so that is, that's what's going to be happening over the next little while. We're going to be watching, them make their moves, and then what I do is that I make similar moves. I at least put my money in the flow that I expect based off of their moves. So if they are starting to switch things now into Ethereum, what did we talk about? What did we talk about last week, especially? How much Ethereum always seems to make its move shortly after Bitcoin. Whenever there's been a run, whenever we've seen great big spikes like this, it always happens a few weeks, 2-3 weeks, sometimes a month after Bitcoin. Okay, so we go throughout 2024, and the whole big thing is about these ETFs in Bitcoin. And one of the reasons why that was such a big thing is because now there will never be enough Bitcoin. There can never be enough Bitcoin because they can sell it faster than it can be mined now. So there's really no. They say they want regulation, but they don't actually want it. What they want is for other people to be regulated so that they can go and deregulate the finance industry, the entire monetary system. So with those ETFs transferring from Bitcoin into Ethereum, what do you know? A month after the election, month and a half, almost 2 months after the election. Holy cow. This is the pattern. And so what their move is preemptive for what normally happens. They're pattern recognition specialists, just like us. The only difference is that they've got more capital to move the market. We don't move the market. We simply we try to predict what it is going to do based off of what we know the market movers are doing. That's what it boils down to. That's why I've been able to catch a lot of these trends. I didn't really do a whole lot before COVID. I was into this, and then during COVID, I focused on other things like helping people with lawful non-compliance to everything that their governments were imposing, and so I didn't get a chance to catch all of this. But when I was trading, the funny thing is I actually watched the mainstream news. Not because I believed it to be true, but I knew that the markets would move in accordance to what the mainstream news says, because that's just the way guppies are. And humans are basically like evolved guppies. So, yeah, what we've seen is this retracement, right? After the big pulse, we've seen the retracement, and now we're just seeing things settle out. And now, like all of these red lights here, all of these here are all things that I have I have imported tokens in my MetaMask, which means they're all based off of Ethereum. And so Ethereum in the last 24 hours gets a record inflow of ETF orders, while Bitcoin orders are being liquidated. Right. So the outflow on Bitcoin ETFs have broke records in the last 24 hours during Christmas. So if the big institutions are making massive moves like that on Christmas Day, this is what happens. Christmas Day, holidays, all holidays, Christmas Day especially, is the biggest financial day of the year. People don't realize that. The most things happen in the financial world on Christmas Day. And the reason why is because if the people saw it happen, they'd be pissed. So they do it on Christmas Day because everybody's so busy with the stuff in their faces with junk food and family time, of all things. instead of paying attention to what matters. No, I'm just kidding. But that's why they do it. That's why Christmas is always very, very pivotal throughout history financially. All right, so same thing. Fetch here, that nice retracement, found some support. Desync, found support off of this one right here. You know, we were here. This is where we were 15th of November, right after the election. Election brought it up from here. Retracement, found support. Another big impulse, retracement, found support, didn't go below the last support. I'm not saying that it's going to go up crazy right now, but it certainly is in position to do so. And with the way the news is, I'm very encouraged. 0 by 0, IOS, anyone, ARC, anyone's nice because of this brand new high that formed on December 2nd. This is nice. It's a newer project, smaller market cap. And so this retracement here, 45%, ooh, very nice. This one here is certainly undervalued at the moment. $1.26, likely to be $10 by the end of this cycle. So another good one. ARC, same idea. Anything under $1 on sale here. 3 cents sitting right now at this wonderful support that we were hovering underneath throughout the summer. We stayed below. We kind of, made an attempt right here, but we didn't even beat out the previous high. Found another new low here, support finally. Now we have a new high with the support being the old resistance. So this one's ready to go. And when this comes back, even just to the all-time high, that's going to be a 368% from where I purchased. Happy with that. Link, hanging out nice and low. WorldCoin, same thing. Neural, this one has different movements simply because it's a newer project, but that retracement found support off of the previous resistance. Beam, another retracement coming off of these resistance points here. Look at that. And this pivot point. Boom. Already up from that. This was December 20th. Already up 28% since then. PAL. This one, oh yeah. Drop. Found support higher than these ones here. And definitely didn't dip down so far into this, the aftershock of the price drop there. It didn't go that low. So it's in great position. Folks, if you take a look at all of this, and the reason why I'm going through all of these, I don't have to. I could just say, yeah, they all look the same. But the reason why is because it's good to identify where these opportunities are. And the reason why I'm going through it is because I'm going to come back to remind everybody. I don't have to come back to it. I can do it right now. I'm reminding everybody if the news is saying that this shift has occurred and now ETFs are getting more favored over to Ethereum, that simply means that people are happy with their returns. The institutions are happy with their returns on the ETFs on Bitcoin. Why wouldn't they be? Right? Why wouldn't they be happy with these returns since the election? They're up 42% since the election. But now they know that the next one to do the same thing, that same type of jump, like another 40% boost, is Ethereum. They know it's next. That's why they moved their ETFs from Bitcoin to Ethereum in the last 24 hours during Christmas, so that you wouldn't see it. Well, that's what we're here for, and well, not just us here, but I can't find it now. Where to go? There we go. But we've got other sources, especially on X, that are letting us know what's going on, even on Christmas Day. Let's see, what else did we have to grab here? Sundog, yeah. So memes, new low right here. I think I remember saying when it was in here, if it goes below this low, I'm going to sell. Well, I'm not going to sell because there's not even enough here for me to cash out. So I'm not going to make anything by cashing out. 74% drop. I'm still going to keep watching it, and I'll probably take it off of the market analysis because we don't need it. But I mean, I'm going to still keep it around. Like, what did I drop this one here? I lost 74%. Yeah, I mean, my fees are gonna eat up anything I withdraw. Bonk. This one here has managed to have more support than Sundog. NPC, same idea, has had way more support. And remember, folks, we're headed into the next phase of this altcoin cycle.
So remember, Paul.
Yeah.
Remember, Paul, with Trog, right?
Mm-hmm.
I lost a whole bunch, and I got it out. Just what?
I keep forgetting about Trog. You know, you have actually got a really cool story about Trog. I panic sold $9 worth of Trog.
Mm-hmm.
You held on to it.
I got it all back.
And you got it all back. Yeah, that's great.
So I was just watching it.
Yeah, that's all it takes. It all takes. Put the money in and wait. Watch for it. You'll know what to do as time goes on. If you're being responsive and reactive to the price action, you don't know what's going on. And it's not an insult to anybody. I've been guilty of it. It's what I did with Sundog. Why? Because it was, I think, my second meme that I ever bought. Trog was the first one. And then I bought Sundog, and then I got Bonk and NPC. Right now, I can tell you right now, the next one I have on my mind, in my site, is SPX 6900. This is a meme coin, but look at this. A meme coin rated 120th overall. Why am I interested in this one? Because when it comes to the businesses of the future, meme coins are like, look at this. Look at how much it's gone up. You know, in September, this was 0.8 of a cent. Now it's 80 cents. That's 100x since September. I didn't know about it in September, but this meme coin is no utility to it. There's no purpose to it. It holds no value other than what's blocked behind the chain. But the reason why this would go 100x is the same reason that I have been working my butt off for the last 9 years. Community. The SPX 6900 community has it within their sights to replace the S&P 500. Well, what's the S&P 500? Well, S&P 500 is an index that's on the stock exchanges. And I think if I go indices, S&P 500, there we go. So the S&P 500 is the top 500 companies. Well, and what the SPX 6900 is saying, their proposition is that the crypto markets are bigger than this. That the crypto markets are worth more than this index here. And I tend to agree. Look at this. This is the global 30. Just the top 30 cryptos, okay? Not 6,900 cryptos. Just the top 30 cryptos have an index of 25,000. S&P 500. Where'd it go? It's only 6,000. So I tend to agree with this community. And I think that it's indicative of the way that business is being done in the future. I can't begin to tell you how many clients I've taken on over the last 4 or 5 years that have fallen off, that have rejected me, that they have said that I'm crazy, that I don't know what I'm talking about, that business has been done like this for years and there's nothing that can be done about it. Well, except for the fact that everything changes all the time. That's the only constant. And what we have before us is a completely it's a renaissance. We take a look at what happened with the Renaissance that we're familiar with in the 1400s. That came as a result of the printing press, by the way, just so that everybody kind of gets a context of just how big of a transformation it is that we're going through. I don't have to share my screen while I'm ranting. But I also need to find my controller. There we go. So where was I going with this? The printing press brought on the Renaissance, just like personal computers in our homes gave rise to the internet. Yeah, in 1994, towards the end of 1994, I just turned 14 years old, and my parents we had computers. When I was 12 years old, I built my first computer. It was just a 286. 486 was what we had when I was 14 years old. DX, remember, it was a DX. It had the extra processing power just in case, because we were being homeschooled and I was getting interested in some graphics, right? And so they got the extra processor so that I could work with the graphics. Remember, this is Windows 3.1 era. When the internet came out, we had no idea what it was. It was just, oh, look, we can send messages back and forth. That's really the extent of how we experienced the internet in the mid 90s. But what did it do? I mean, if you were sitting in your living room in 1994 or 1995 and someone were to come to you and tell you, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to be watching the football game, we're going to be watching the Super Bowl on the internet eventually, people would have thought you were crazy. Well, now you can go to any number of streaming websites and stream anything you want off the internet. It has literally made a culture of immediate gratitude, no delayed gratitude whatsoever. It changed everything. We experienced a mini renaissance, didn't we? All because the internet. Well, the internet is really just a bunch of printing presses that are networked. That's all it is. So if the printing press brought on the Renaissance, where we achieved new heights of art, science, culture, religion, like our comprehension of who we are in this cosmic journey, like so much came out of that. Why would we expect something different when we put printing presses in everybody's living rooms or in their home offices? That was the 90s. Folks, I can't even, like, I've got this here. This is kind of nice. I like bringing this out so that people can get an idea of just how much of a renaissance we're in. I still have this guy right here. This is an iPhone 3. Sorry, 3G. The first iPhone that then they upgraded it. Okay, so this isn't the first iPhone, the first model. This is the second model of iPhone when it was able to connect to a 3G network. Okay. This is another printing press now in the palm of your hand. 2008. 14 years after the internet was introduced to rural Alberta, Canada, where the 14-year-old loaded up the internet and got a pen pal and thought that this was revolutionary. A pen pal on the internet. I've had pen pals before. It was just by written letter. Now they were on the internet. Now the letters could literally go around the world in seconds instead of taking weeks. Changed everything for me. In my mind, it's like a whole new future. So when this guy came out, I saw this right away and I was like, oh, look now, printing press is in the hand. I knew that websites were going to need to be built differently. And in fact, I was already building websites optimized for mobile devices before there was even a term like responsive. That's the big thing now, responsive website. It's a website that you build, and then depending on what screen is being used, it will automatically reformat the web page so that it fits on that screen. I was building mobile optimized websites, making the rules on websites. Hey, if someone is using this website and they are on a device that is not, a desktop, if they're not using these browsers here, then I want to show a different website. I was doing that way before people were developing responsive websites. 2011, I recognized that these little guys here were turning into regular old like communicators off of Star Trek. And so I was one of the people that first brought, I was one of the first wholesalers for text marketing in Western Canada. Why am I saying this? We're watching for the future. That's really what I've been doing my whole life is I've been watching for the future and preparing myself to be a pioneer in that future. You can't even do it when it happens. When the iPhone came out, yeah, I didn't start right away. It took me about 3 or 4 months to learn enough about website building to be able to help someone build a website. I wanted to help the businesses in my local area get their website in such a way that you didn't have to pinch and zoom on this tiny little screen. Look at how small that is. Look at that. It's not even as big as the palm of my hand. Look at how far we've come. This is a printing press in your hand. What did we think was going to happen? What did we think was going to happen when we had a printing press, one printing press, the Gutenberg printing press, within 100 years, help peasants cross oceans? What were we thinking, putting all of these printing presses into everybody's living rooms and networking them around the world? Did we think that that wasn't going to give us another renaissance? When we put those printing presses in the palms of our hand, did we think that there wasn't going to be a renaissance? Most exciting time right now to be alive. And arguably every moment is the most exciting time to be alive because there's no other thing other than this moment. What we have now is an accumulation of moments that are ushering in a completely new way of life for everyone. And I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying we need new paradigms. We need new perspectives. We need to collaborate. And above all, in order for this to work, we need to build community. The SPX 6900 meme coin is just another product of this wide array of printing presses being shared around the world and all of us networking together. And the culture behind this meme coin is such that they have every intention of replacing the stock market. And to be a member, all you got to do is buy a coin. Just buy a coin. Already gone up 100. People say, well, it's not going to go up anymore. Yeah, no, that's a big hells to the no. We have so many examples out there where we've seen more than 100x, right? We don't need to be told, like, it's just ridiculous for someone to say, oh, it's already done, it's 100x, it's not going to go up any higher. No, excuse me. We just finished off a nice little retracement. That's all we did here, November 27th. Oh, I didn't share my screen. November 27th. There's my finger. That dip there brought us back to around 50 cents. Now it's back up to 80. Okay. And this community is so prevalent right now. It's so, this is actually, look at that, 218. What is that? 21,000%. That is a 218x from the all-time low to the price we're at today. This is just the start. How do we know? Well, because that's the nature of these cryptos. And we're just pattern recognition specialists. That's all we are. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. And I'm going to go back in time to the earliest that I have data. There it is. 2010. There's the price. All of it below 1 cent. Right now, they don't even have the multiple decimal points for under 1 cent anymore on this chart because it doesn't make any sense for them to use more than 2 decimal points. But back in the day, this was less than 1 cent. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this less than 1 cent price point here. Like here's even less. I have no idea. It just says, look at the numbers up here. It says it went up 5.34%, but it's not even giving me the decimal points for me to tell what it is. Don't really care. I'm going to go to where it's 1 cent. Okay. There's 1 cent. Yep. 1 cent as my low. And then I'm just going to take it to 1 year later. This is June 2010 to June 2011. And this was 541,000%. That's just going to $33. Okay. 541,000%. That happened in 2010 to 2011. So no, just because SPX went up 200 and whatever percent, 200 times, that does not mean it's over. In fact, if their community accomplishes their mission, I expect the SPX 6900 to outperform Bitcoin. Anything that Bitcoin ever did. I think Bitcoin was a practice run. I really do. Because we're so much better at it now. We've got way more computing power. We've got way more technology. We've got way more people involved in it. We have way more self-governance models applicable within blockchain. We're connecting it to things like quantum computing, biosynthetic technology, synthetic biotechnology rather, nanotechnology. We're connecting it in ways that we've never done. This is a renaissance. And it only makes sense to me that somebody within this renaissance would say that the stock market's broken and build a community around it and then issue out a meme coin where I must add no one individual profits from this. Okay, this is a decentralized, autonomous organization that's come together and issued a meme coin, signifying their commitment to replacing the stock market. Who cares whether or not they succeed? This is going to be my next meme coin that I'm buying. I didn't think that I was going to get much more into meme coins. In fact, even a month ago, I was looking at my results with the meme coins that I currently have, and I'm like, yeah, I get that it's probably going to do really well, but I don't really know this this realm. I don't know how to evaluate whether or not something's good or bad, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Well, I'm having second thoughts. I'm having second thoughts because I also recognize something else. That where we're going is going to require community. If you don't want to build community, that's okay. You don't have to. But I can tell you right now that if this community can take within a period, look at that, of 1 year, this was August of 2023. If this community can, in 1 year, increase their value by over 200 times, what else are they capable of? And I honestly think it's going to be more than Bitcoin. S&P 6900. You can check out their website right here. It's definitely worth a read. They've got some great language regarding freedom and property and investments, insider trading, all that good stuff. They deal with a lot of things. So it'd be worth it to look up and research more. We need to be open-minded. We need to be able to laterally move from strategy to strategy. And so I'm just letting you guys know, me, Forex trader since 2017. Never thought I'd be thinking that meme coins are actually something that I wanted to get into. I was looking more the real world, and I'm still am real world assets, all that good stuff. Still after all that, AI coins, infrastructure coins, definitely. But the memes are going to, they're really going to shine throughout 2025 simply because that community aspect. In essence, these coins are backed by something. People say, oh, meme coins, they're not backed by anything. Yes, they are. They're backed by community. And in this community here has the largest percentage of people who are holding more than $1,000 US. The largest percentage out of all the meme coins. That's something else too that I'm learning. So anyways, that's my rant. I know it's kind of scattered. I got to spend a lot of time in nature yesterday, which was wonderful, but I've got a really sore throat here this morning. And so I feel kind of scattered, but I'm really appreciative of all of you guys tuning in here as we analyze these markets and look for opportunities to pioneer the fourth industrial revolution together. If you'd like to learn more, feel free to message me, leave a comment, and we can set up a time to discuss what that looks like. But the objective here is really not even to worry so much about the money and all this stuff. My objective here, the role that I'm here to fulfill, is to help people keep all their money, because it really doesn't matter how much you make. It's about how much you keep. And the way that our governments are, all of this wonderful growth and abundance and price action that gives us great profits, it's not going to mean anything if we don't have property rights that are honored and respected within society. And that's something that we have to do ourselves first. If we don't honor them and respect them, we're not going to apply them in our own lives. And so that's what I want to teach you. Yes, I'm going to show you where the money's going. Yes, I'm going to show you how you can profit wildly from all these different trends that are occurring, because that's what I do. I like to identify trends and take advantage of them. But really, what I want to be able to help you do is protect your assets so that you have full sovereignty and self-governance over everything you own. So thank you so much for joining. I'm going to end the stream now. And if you'd like to continue after this point of the live streams, give me a call. You have to be a private member to do that. And so just let me know. We'll meet up. I'll get you started. Thanks a lot.